Welcome to the Decide to Move podcast, helping entrepreneurs like you make smart, pivotal shifts in your life and business. Tune in each episode for inspiring stories from brilliant business minds and trailblazers to find out how they made their big moves and how you can too. Now here's your host, author, speaker, business strategist, CEO, and founder of Decide to Move, Monica M. Bijou.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Decide to Move podcast. I am so happy because I have an amazing speaker with me. I know I always say my speakers are amazing, but they truly are. And what I love is they all have different experiences that they've had in their life that's gotten them to where they need to be. And they use pivotal shifts to actually get there. And my guest today is no other than a person who's gone through things in her life, and she's created a retreat about self-love, empowerment, understanding God's agape, unconditional love, and just really helping you as women learn about sisterhood. And she's coming to us all the way from Costa Rica, which is one of my favorite places to be. So I'm going to, without further ado, introduce you to Kristel Robertson. How are you doing today, Kristel?
I'm doing fine. Thank you so much for the invitation, for the opportunity. I feel so honored and blessed to be here. Thank you so much.
Well, I'm honored to have you with us and to bless us with your beautifulness inside and out. And just, really teaching us. I think today's world really need about learning about self-love and empowerment and how to connect and just really how to get back to being grounded. Because before this pandemic, everybody was hustling and bustling and doing their own thing. And coming from a selfish, or I would say a selfish place, not selfless, but selfish place. And now it's about us getting back to that place of being able to really connect with ourselves and connect with other people.
Yeah, I think that's one of the problems that I see in the world, that we wait until something is going on to see things, and it shouldn't be that way. I think, and it also have to do because we lack a lot of knowledge in things, you know, or when we are in a comfortable zone, we just stay there because it's easier, right? But I do think, I hope that this pandemic helps the world to be a better place, because it need to be. Also, to people start to shift their focus on what is really important in life, like what really matters. One day you wake up and everything changed. You cannot go outside, you have to wear a mask, you cannot travel, you cannot. So what is left? What is left after you cannot do what you took as something common and regular, so everything can change from one day to another. But we have to remain grounded in what is really important in life. And it is so hard to really keep that focus, because what is really important in life, you cannot see it. It's invisible to the real world. We talk because it's about God, it's about love, it's about sisterhood, it's about all these things that you cannot really see or touch, you understand? So I really hope this pandemic shift the world, because we need it. I think it's like an emergency. We need it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And so many times, people use other things to help them ignore the root of what's really happening. I know people who use work to not deal with stuff that's happening at home, or use, going out and, I'm going to hang out with my girlfriend, guy friends, without dealing with their spouse or their kids. And now it's in your face. Your kids are at home with you. You're literally all the things that you ignored, that little mound that you swept under the rug, you can't ignore it any longer, because it's getting bigger and bigger. And now you're forced to really have to connect to what's really real and what's now, instead of being able to ignore it, like using all the other things that we used to in order to not even focus on what's the reality of life. So
I
yeah.
agree 100% with you. Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us, Kristel, about your journey. What got you where self-love became something that you were focused on teaching other people, and really about that sisterhood and that empowerment? What has been your life, your story, and your journey that you've taken?
Um, you know, like such a long story, but it had to do with so many things. It come from me, like I got pregnant when I was young. I was 19 years old, so I got married for the wrong reasons, and I was very young, and I got married to somebody that I was older, much older than me. Actually, at the moment, like I'm still in a custody battle in everything. But for me, I am not gonna wait until the end of all the chaos to do something. You understand? So I started like this shift of self-love. My mom passed away 4 years ago. And one of the things that I was very scared about in life was living without my mom. I, for me, just to picture it when I was young, I would be like, no, I had to think about something else. So when my mom passed away, I was so scared of, surviving in the world without my mom. Because, my mom, I used to go for wisdom, and she would always tell me, like, you're so beautiful, you need to, you can do better. You don't have to allow this person to mistreat you. You're so smart. And so when the last thing that she told me when she was in my house, like crying, she was like, you're so smart and so beautiful. Like, I want you to have a better life. I want you to really experience what is love. Like, you need to do something. And I was like, yeah, I will do it. I had a plan, and it's so crazy to say things like that. Like, when I was like 25, 26, I said, I will divorce my husband when I'm 40. So look how crazy my mentality was, that I was so unhappy, but I put a time frame. Like, like I was 25 years, why 40? Why not now? You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when you're young and you are so naive, there's a lot of things that you don't see and you don't understand. And sometimes you just want to like keep your family together. And when you don't feel or you don't know that you are good enough the way you are trying always to meet those expectations of other people. So for me, it was like, okay, if I do this, if I do that, maybe blah, 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 blah. But sometimes it's not about what other people want from you. It's about what you want from yourself, or what do you know from yourself. And in my case, I think I start looking for comfort in the wrong places, love in the wrong places. And you know, I had a really comfortable life when I was with my husband. And so you ignore things, because when you can just go ahead and you fight and you argue, but you can just go out, or you can just go to the beach and travel. You ignore your reality. You shift your pain to something else. I will still pray and everything, but I got accustomed to being disrespected, and I got accustomed to be comfortable but uncomfortable. You understand? And that was just a point, like I said, my mom passed away, and when I was 30, like I had a baby. I have 3 kids, but my older kids are already like teenagers. They have 16 and 17. So when I got pregnant again, I was so depressed. I was so depressed, because my plan was my kids are gonna grow and I'm gonna divorce my husband. That was my plan. And then, and I didn't want to have my baby. I did have my baby and everything. My mom passed away. And that's when I was like, I have to do something about my life. I don't want to I cannot be so unhappy and unfulfilled anymore. Life is so short. My mom was 56 years old. And I was like, I don't know if I have 10 years more or 5 years more. I don't know. And I think that I want to feel better. You know, I don't want to, and this is something that happened to us as women. There are so many men out there that would approach us. And if you don't really know who you are and what you deserve, you will allow anyone to get into your head. And if you are blinded to the reality, and if you're it's like there's a saying that if you're hungry, you're gonna eat lies. You understand? So I was so broken, and men will be like, oh, so beautiful, and I wish I had a, and you just fall into this trap because a lot of people will approach you to use you, not because they really want to love you and make you be a better person. And you understand, they just want to use you. We just have to put it as simple as that. And we confuse love and lust and with what is really to be in love in a relationship, you understand? And I just got so fed up of all that drama and all these lies, and I'm like, I don't want it anymore. So before I got married, I was really into God and all that stuff, you know, but you know, I just shift my life into something else. But when my mom passed away, Monica, for me was like, God, I need you to change me. I need you to really help me because I'm scared. And then I'm just tired. I was just tired, you know, tired of feeling so alone and broken. And like I said, so I got into this path where I didn't want to be with nobody. You know, I was like still fighting with my ex. I'm still fighting, but I was fighting. And then, you know, slowly you start like, I realized that I was stronger than what I thought. I realized that I was, I stayed too long with somebody because I turned off my light because I think my light was too bright for this person to handle. And I didn't know that, you understand? So I just allow that. I don't like who you are. I don't like how you dress. All these things. So I would just, I learned to just be a little bit quiet and just, you understand, just, and I'm like, I'm not this person. Why I have to be somebody that I'm not? Just for you to feel good. It's not fair to me. And I just start like getting out of my comfort zone. And one of the things is that I start, like I said, getting into really praying again when I was young. And you know, Monica, like God, if the God that created the earth took his time to create you, to create me, to put in this world to do something, that like you need to acknowledge how special and wonderful you are. You're just not some random, no, you are picked especially from God, that he created everything that we see. So we're not here just to like make money and die, or no, there's, you understand? So when I start getting into that, like, you know, God created me, God gifted me, God, I'm his daughter, his precious. So I'm gonna start acting like if I'm the daughter of this amazing God. You know, and let's put it this way, because we live in a superficial world. So if God had a physical kingdom here, and you and me, we live in this kingdom, in this great palace, and let's put gold and all these superficial things, we're not going to be walking in the world like if we're nobody. You understand? No, we're not going to. You'll be like, do you know who I am? So please, don't even try. But we don't know that. You understand? Because like I said, sometimes we take for granted what we don't see. And when I start realizing that, no, I don't deserve this, I don't deserve that, I deserve this, I can get that, I want that. So my mentality starts shifting, you know. And something that is really important for us as women to understand is that your sisterhood, your group is really important. And not everybody around you is your friend. They pretend to be your friends, but they're not. And this is especially because of your light. If you are aware of your light and your potential, not every friend around you are like comfortable with that. So I start to avoid a lot of friends because I start seeing things that I couldn't see before. You understand? We need to learn to be with women that I know you are great, I know I'm great, so let's be great together. That's what we have to do. You understand? So I start getting away from fake friends calling me, but you know that they calling you for other reasons, all that thing. I start just avoiding so much people in my life, cutting circle. And even if you stay with one real friend, it's worth it. We have to stop allowing people to take away our peace, our light, our dreams. We have to. And that includes family members, whatever it is, we need to get rid of. You understand? So, and then I said, also it is good to create sisterhood. If you help me, I help you, I help her, and we don't have to envy each other. We can really grow together and be better together. But I don't know why sometimes it's just so hard. I don't understand. So that's when I just start getting into this, where when I was so broken, my mom passed away, I was fighting, I was doing all these things. um, I went into a trip with not friends. So I had to spend a lot of time by myself because they were not my friends, too much drama. And when I was there by myself and I was on the beach and I got to spend so much time with God, and it's crazy because I went to a reggae cruise. So I was supposed to be partying and everything. But there was so much drama in this tiny cabin that I was with these girls that I'm like, no, this is not for me. So I would wake up in the morning and I would like be looking at the ocean and praying and asking God for strength, for wisdom. And then I'm like, it would be so cool to us as women, like to be together, to understand each other pain, because we go through the same thing. I know you have been heartbroken. I've been heartbroken. I have been used by men. You understand? We go through the same thing. But this world makes us believe that I have to compete with you. You have to compete with me. I have to look better than you. You have to. That's not true. That's not true. So we don't have to live like that. We can come together and heal together. I think that healing, Monica, is so important. Like healing, like taking time to just forgive yourself for allowing things that you didn't have to allow. It is so, like, and just also forgive others, because some people, you know, we just live in a world where there's so much broken people that they don't want to do nothing about it. They like being broken and they keep breaking other people, but you don't have to be that way. So that's when I came with this idea of coming together and healing and talking about what is really, how to identify like the man that God has for you. Because not, like I said, not every man come to our life to love us, and it could cause so much problems. You understand? So much emotional damage to be in the wrong relationship. And we just allow, when you allow so much, I don't know how to say it without like so much garbage in your life, you understand? That's how you're fulfilling your soul. And then you're so toxic. So we have to detox and start over and like I said, create a bond of people and friends and sisters that are going to empower you, are going to shine with you. Not that you have to be smaller for them to feel bigger and better. No, we all can shine together. Let's make the world a better place. Let's talk about what this man did to you, so I will understand that if this person is doing that, I'll be like, I already heard this story before. You understand? That's what we have to do. So this is how I create this Can't Break Me, because we are gonna go with challenges in life like always. Just because I believe in God doesn't mean that I'm problems free. No, that's not how it works. But for me, Can't Break Me is like no matter what I go through, it's not gonna break me. It's not. It's gonna make me. It's gonna make me better. So I don't care if you betray me. That's up to you and God. It's not gonna break me. Don't worry. If you do something to me, it's okay. Don't worry. I'm not gonna get revenge. It's not gonna break me because God is gonna use that to make me better. So don't worry. Can't break me for me is like I'm not gonna allow anything, nobody to try to break me. So, that's how I came up with this name, this idea. And I just want, to have other women to avoid a lot of mistakes that I did, and to also encourage others to understand that we can really be better together. Like we have to be better together. The world is so broken. It's so sad, like, to really see what is going on. So we need to heal each other, and then we can start healing other people. Some people don't even know what is healing. They don't know. They have no idea. They just think they have to live with this pain and this drama and allowing disrespect and abuse. And no, you don't. You can really get away from it. It's hard, but you can get away from it. So this is why I created, and like I said, also for me, it's a way to thank God for rescuing me. For me, He just rescued me because I was just, my soul was broken. Like, I was so heartbroken. I was tired of men lying, and oh, I would just, like, and like I said, the abuse that I went through emotionally also changed me a lot. I start being scared. I start double, like, guessing myself when I understand, like, I want others to understand what is abuse. Sometimes we don't know what is abuse. And abuse, it doesn't mean that they're gonna hit you, doesn't mean that you're gonna be bleeding. Sometimes emotional abuse is worse than physical abuse. So all these things, so I really thank you for allowing me to put this out there for other women to really want, if they want to take action in their life and learn and get closer to God. And the only way where you recognize your self-love is when you see yourself through God's eyes. That's what I say. It's the only way, because that way you will understand who you are, who He created you to be, and especially designed you to be. That's the only way to love yourself. It's not about losing weight and your hair. No, it's about who He created you to be. So that's basically the end of my retreat and my story. Let's put it that way.
That is so beautiful. And you said so many great nuggets, honestly. And it's like everything that you were saying is stuff that I actually tell other people, first of all, about understanding light. I'll have people come to me and say, this person did that, and I'm like, there's a lot of jealousy and insecurity that person has towards you, and they're like, but I'm just this. I'm like, but you don't get to see who you are. They see your potential, and a lot of times your light does not. I mean, like, it's so bright that people be like, whoa, wait a minute, and light and dark does not mix, and oftentimes we attempt to mix with something that is not of the same caliber. I know growing up, a lot of times, same thing, like, had my daughter at 17 and just went through a lot of physical, emotional, sexual abuse growing up. However, there was a part of me that knew, because I am a praying, woman, and, truly have God in my life, that I would say there's something that's better than what I'm seeing. I know for a fact that I deserve more. And, and reading my Bible and reading, I'm like, hey, I'm promised the kingdom of heaven. And if God said that I'm this, therefore I need to believe that too. And so all the trials and tribulations that I've been through, I use them as tests. Okay, this is a test to let me make sure that I know how to get to the next level and not put myself in the same situation where it's like, oh man, I messed that test up. Okay, now here it came up again. And then I've often hear people say, why me? Why me? Well, why not you?
Exactly.
Why not? What are you going to use that experience? Are you going to stay the victim and have a victim mentality, or are you going to take that and say, you know what, this happened, this has been my life experiences, and I talk about the things that I've been through in my life, not to sit there and stay stuck, but to use those as testimonies to say, yep, it was a test. It happened, but this is where I am now, because I'm not going to let somebody else break me and tell me what I'm going to be. I'm going to show you who I am and what I'm going to be. So I greatly appreciate you sharing that. And there's so many women, and I'm finding that there's men out there too, but we're talking specifically to the women today, that as a society, we're hurting. We're so used to getting validation from other people. When do you start validating yourself and saying what you deserve and what you want, and then from there we can start working on how to help you achieve those things. So yeah, that's, I mean, absolutely powerful. So for your retreat, Kristel, do you do it at a particular place? Like, what's the platform, and how do you actually run your retreat?
Okay, basically, yeah, right now, like, I'm doing it in Costa Rica, and I selected like this place that is called the retreat. So my retreat is Can't Break Me Retreat. But this amazing place is like one of the best, like the best wellness and healing center in Latin America. And I chose it because, like, you have such a sense of peace. It's in a quartz mountain, so it's amazing. It has this energy, and because also when you go to this detox stage, it's combined with a lot of things about eating healthy. So this place also is about health and wellness. And before, I was trying to be a fitness model, when you don't really know what you want to be in life. So I was trying to be a fitness model. So, I went to this personal trainer facing thing. I still like it, but I rather eat. So I really don't like, that's not going to be my thing. And but also, so I included like this boot camp, because you need to exercise, of course, and then, like, it includes like this, going to the volcano, like it calls El Volcán Poás in Costa Rica, and it's like the second greatest crater in the world. So it's super cool, it's super beautiful. But like I said, it's basically um like this amazing place is like healing energy all over. So you just have this sense of, you disconnect from the world completely. And that's sometimes what you need in the middle of pain, or if you just got out of, I don't know, a bad breakup, or you're grieving, or you just lost in life. If you disconnect yourself and you really just focus in, okay, this is my pain, what I'm gonna do about it, where it comes from, why am I allowing this to happen, what I'm gonna do about it, who am I, why God. When you start just really focusing every day in that, you renew yourself. You come out of like, okay, here I come. So this is the space that I'm creating, because we need to grieve. Like, and sometimes grieving doesn't mean that somebody passed away. It means that this person is no longer alive. So many women, we fall in love and it just doesn't work out, and we are left heartbroken, and then we jump into another relationship already broken, and then this one doesn't work either, so we're like worse. All us. So sometimes you really need to just disconnect from everything and detox, eat better, exercise, and heal your soul. When you heal your soul and you start like healing your body as well, you have the energy, the mentality to see things in a different way. And that's the beginning of a journey that you can really be who you were created to be. So basically, that is the foundation of Can't Break Me Retreat.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I always say you have to disconnect in order to connect, especially to yourself. But Costa Rica is one of my favorite countries, like literally in between me moving or going from one big thing to another. I will come there, go there, and it's just so amazing. Like, I love the food. It's just so good. I'm just like, I'm a foodie. I like to eat. I like to try new things, and it's great. So yeah, tell us, when is your next retreat? Because you might see me there with it.
The retreat that I had to reschedule it because of COVID. But so next year is gonna be April 19th to the 21st, and then the second one is August 24th to the 29th. So it's basically 6 days. Mm-hmm.
For 2021.
Yes, that's the April is the next one, and then August 2021. And yes, and he has like all these healing circles, workshop about self-love, about eating, boot camps. We're going to the volcano. We're going to Costa Rica. You said it's beautiful, not because it's my country, but it's beautiful. So we have this like amazing waterfalls and everything. So if there's no more pandemic, so it's going to be such a great. And like I said, the most important thing about the retreat is the energy around it. Just as women, let's stop hating and let's stop loving each other, you know, build each other and put that energy outside in the world as well. Because not everybody is going, I'm not going to bring everybody to my retreat, but if we start, okay, this group understands, and they understand how important and powerful it is to be connected with other women and have this sisterhood bond. So then, you understand, we just start growing. The idea is basically to stop hating. There's so much hate for no reason.
I love that. And I mean, honestly, I can tell you, Kristel, that your light and your healing and the things that you've been through has taken you on the other side, where all that stuff has burned a beautiful spirit outside of that, one of empowerment, one that embodies what strength looks like, where we've all gone through stuff and stuff that we're ashamed of, some stuff we're embarrassed about, but at the same time we can say, okay, yep, that happened to me, but this is where I am now. And you actually, epitomizes that. And so I greatly am grateful that we got to connect and to have you on here, and this is definitely a relationship that's going to continue to grow and bloom, and us support one another as we continue to help other people, other women grow and heal from inside out, not just from the outside, but inside out, so that they can truly stand up and walk in their power. So
I'm into that. Yes.
Most definitely. So how does someone get in contact with you as far as if they're interested in a retreat, or just even connecting with you?
They through my website. Yeah, Can't Break Me Retreat. You can just like put it in Google, Can't Break Me Retreat. They can also find, I'm a really friendly person, so I already accept everybody in actually I'm gonna be honest, I only accept women, because of my journey and everything. And just if I see like, I go through their profile, and if I see like good intentions and a normal person, you understand? But I love to accept women because I think we have to like network You understand? Learn from others and see how can we just support each other. So Crystal Robinson B, I think that's how they can find me on Facebook. But basically, everything is Can't Break Me. So if they just type Can't Break Me Retreat, they're gonna see like Instagram, Facebook, my page, and all the information and everything is there, like the prices, the dates, the program, the venue, everything they can find it there. And if they need more extra information, I'm always open.
Great. And I'll make sure that all your links and everything is in the show notes. So that way, if anyone does have questions and different things like that, do you have any last words, any words of wisdom or advice that you would like to leave the audience, our listeners?
Yeah, I think what I would like to say is basically do not settle. I'm going to say what God said to me. Do not settle. Don't be afraid. I was afraid for so long and I stayed there. So don't be afraid to be who you can be. Don't be afraid. It is going to take courage because it's not going to be easy, but don't be afraid. As long as you don't forget who you are in God, you will achieve anything that you want. Like his scripture said, if you meditate in my word day and night, you will succeed in everything that you do. You will become wiser and you will succeed in everything that you do. So just keep his words close to your heart and he will push you through your destiny. He will open your eyes to things that you don't even knew that they were there. And that's how you become the best version of yourself. And when you are living in your dream, in your purpose, like, wow, like you wake up with this sense of gratitude and honor. You understand? You love yourself and you just love God for creating you, just for creating you, because you acknowledge that you are worthy of everything that you desire because he especially created you for that. So basically, do not settle, go for your dreams, and never forget who you are through God's eyes.
That's beautiful. And I'm going to leave it on that note because there's nothing else that I need to put a dot on except for amen on that. And, you know, listeners and viewers that are watching through YouTube, I mean, honestly, Kristel came and really shared her story, her journey, and letting you know that you're not alone. If you're struggling with, you know, low self-esteem, lack of confidence in a relationship where you don't know that is there a way to get out or what you need to do, there is definitely a way. You can reach out to Kristel, you can reach out to myself, whatever you need to do to ensure that you're connecting with like-minded, like-hearted people that's going to push you forward and support you and not tear you down and keep you down. Though to me, I call it pruning, like a rose. I prune and cut people out of my life every year that does not belong there, because people, like Tyler Perry once said, people come for a season. Some people are like a leaf, you know, things, you know, the season change, they blow away. It's time for them to go. They came for one purpose only. We don't need to keep those people in our lives. And that's sometimes what we often do. And then we wonder why it gets hard. So this is the beginning. You know, if you haven't already started in, you know, delving into self-love and empowerment and sisterhood and really growing, definitely connect with people that can help you get there. You know, disconnect for those things that are not serving you any good, so that way you can truly move forward and start having the life that you dream to have. So on that note, thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Decide to Move. Thank you again, Kristel, for being here with us and allowing my audience to find, you know, to learn and hear what true love, self-love, and empowerment and sisterhood is all about. Until next episode, you guys have a great day.
Thank you for listening to Decide to Move podcast with Monica M. Bijou. If you are ready to make a pivotal shift and take your destined position in the world, then schedule a free discovery call by going to www.decidetomove.com. For all links mentioned in today's show and to listen to previous episodes, go to www.decidetomovepodcast.com. And remember, we've all been delivered rotten fruit in our past. We can choose to chew on the rotten fruit trying to convince ourselves it's what we want, or we can become the fruits of our labor and create an incredible, fulfilling, and inspiring life and business out of it. You have what it takes to create the life you want.